Recently, the fairly reliable Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo talked about the possibility of a 16-inch MacBook Pro coming out this year. And the idea of a 16-inch MacBook Pro got a lot of people excited. Like, publications are talking about how it's going to look beautiful, it's going to be bezel-less, like that's great and all. But I think the more important question is why? Why is Apple making a 16-inch or 16.5-inch device? And it's not because like that extra screen inch is going to change the world. I have a different theory. I have a belief, and this is something that I wanted to make a video on before they even made this announcement, and it's because they have a huge problem with the current MacBook Pro design. So when they came out with the 13 and 15-inch MacBook Pros in 2016, they were very beautiful. Like, they just looked like such elegant machines and people loved them. But they had thermal issues right from the beginning. They just couldn't run the CPUs as hard as they wanted to, and even the graphics chips that they were putting on these laptops were not super powerful because these really thin laptops can only cool things so well. And then 2017 rolled by, same issue, but then 2018 rolled by, and Intel came out with these really powerful CPUs. They had these 6-core CPUs, and you really started to see the limitations of a super thin chassis. Like, everyone likes a nice looking computer, right? We all get it, but when you make them this thin, you just run into problems when it comes to cooling these devices. And this year, Intel has their new 9th gen mobile CPUs, and they have an 8-core chip, the 9980H, and this is a CPU that's going to be very powerful. The Windows laptops are going to be able to use it and just push out some really awesome performance with it. If you try to take that chip, an 8-core mobile Intel CPU, and you try to stick it into a 15-inch MacBook Pro right now, like the current designs, it's not happening. There's no way they're able to cool that thing properly. So this is the fundamental reason why I think Apple is making the new 16-inch MacBook Pro, to get rid of this thermally limited like trap that they've built for themselves. When they built that 15-inch MacBook Pro, Intel had these 4-core CPUs, and when you looked at the roadmap back then in 2016, it looked like Intel was going to make these smaller chips that were more power efficient and would be able to be cooled in a chassis like that. But in 2019, we know now there's no way. Like, their CPUs run quite hot, they draw a lot of power, and it just needs a completely new chassis to fit that stuff in. And then if you take a look at the graphics side of things, the current MacBook Pros that have Vega 16 and Vega 20 options, those are pretty good, like they're better than last year's options, but compared to what is available on the market, like if you look at what NVIDIA has and what AMD has down the pipeline, you're gonna need some way better cooling to deal with those new upcoming GPUs. So this whole idea of building a different chassis, I'm all for it. They need it, and they're going to deliver it. Now I'm going to mention one other thing, power. So power delivery on the current 15-inch MacBook Pros, they use an 87-watt adapter that connects over USB-C, but if Apple builds a new 16-inch MacBook Pro, they have the option of doing something custom, right? The way that Dell did, they have a 130-watt adapter that also connects over USB-C. You're just able to do so much more when you build a new system like this. Better thermals, better power delivery, better everything. And I think in the current state of the mobile like workstation and mobile professional devices market, like they got to do something. And I think they have a chance of making something good if they're smart. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it. See you guys next time.